It's all over now.
A year and a week.
Yep.
A year and a fucking week.
That's how long it took to beat all 3 games.
No, I just want to say. This trilogy is a good trilogy. It's good games.
Yeah. Only thing I've got to say is, we're not doing the Apollo trilogy. Fuck that bullshit.
No, we're not doing another trilogy. No more trilogies. No, we're done.
Because the thing is, I like to believe this is where it ended. Because I don't like the fact that Phoenix Wright actually lost his lawyering license.
Yeah, see, we're fine where we're leaving off here, alright? It's good here.
This is where it ended. This is how it needed to be.
We had good times. The characters were great, most of them. Not the Frenchman, fuck him. I feel like the first game was honestly the best out of all of them, regardless.
It had the best soundtrack, the best cases.
Like the best music, the best antagonist characters by far. Because we had Corporate America, who was great. I loved him. We had Manfred von Karma, he was good. And we had Damon Gant, who was the most intimidating motherfucker you ever seen.
Yeah.
With that fucking Blue Badger son of a bitch. Second game, honestly, the second game mostly didn't even need to exist. The only reason it exists is to set up Pearl and Franziska von Karma and Morgan, and that was about it.
Yeah, and then
the third game at least had a consistent story that I wanted to tell, and Godot is amazing. I love him.
Honestly, if you had to say the best case out of all these, which one would you select?
Oh god, I don't know.
Because mine honestly would have to be... I'd probably go with 5, honestly. But only because of the very end with David Gate, because I love that character.
No, the fifth case in the first game, honestly, that would probably be a 2, just because of the characters in that case.
That's the only reason I love it, was just because of Gant and how the soundtrack was fucking amazing.
Yeah, when we heard that organ, I was like properly intimidated.
Like, I've never been intimidated by a soundtrack before that time, and that's the only time I've ever felt a soundtrack actually hit me as something to be feared.
The guy's office, he literally has a pipe organ. Who has that? And then, of course, we have the god Meekins himself.
That's him too.
He's a national treasure.
Honestly, number 2 for me would have to be the Stolen Turnabout.
Yeah, that was a good one because we had fucking Luke Atby.
Luke Atby
was introduced there.
Those introduction.
Ron.
All the great characters. And then I think we all know what our least favorite was.
I mean, the one to the right was what I honestly preferred Big Top over the fucking Farewell My Turnabout, because that one was just stupid.
I feel like Big Top was more ridiculous.
I mean,
this
really, Big Top was filler. I can understand you though. Big Top was filler. That didn't need to happen.
Big Top could have just been cut. It would have been fine. The thing is,
really, Big Top in this one was basically the fucking Dawn game.
Yeah.
Neither of those had to exist.
The thing that disappoints me though is the fact that this is never brought up again within the main Phoenix Wright storyline.
That's what upset me about the second game. Like with Phoenix's unjustified disdain for Edgewood. Like, all you care about was your perfect record. Episode 5 cleared that shit up immediately.
Yeah, the thing is, actually, with the original, there was only 4 to it. 5th was only added on later. Because you can tell that none of this stuff is ever brought up again. While 4 was supposed to be, there is the note from Edgeworth saying that he was quitting.
Yeah. That was another thing about Case 5 in the first game. I just remembered how the dead body was found in Edward's car.
Yeah.
That was a funny thing to bring up to him. Like, well, whose car was like the red car in the garage? Oh, that's mine. Oh, that's awkward.
So, final verdict. What would you give it out of, I don't know, 10?
It's Phoenix Wright Trilogy. I mean, I'd give it an 8. I'd say.
I'd probably give it... Overall...
It's like I'd give it more if there was a little less filler in the trilogy.
Overall, I give it an 8. And most of its points it gets from the fact that Edgeworth, Phoenix Wright were main characters that stayed throughout the trilogy.
Yeah.
I would have honestly given it an 8.5 having it kept the same soundtrack.
Oh yeah, the first game soundtrack is superior.
Because the very end for the last one, where it brought back the original soundtrack for that final battle, that was top tier.
That should have been there the entire time, because that was superior in every way.
The Ace Attorney soundtrack superior to these two in almost every capacity. You see,
you can't beat the 8-bit sound.
The only thing that is better from these other two games is that Godot saxophone.
Oh, Godot. You see, Godot, he's the G. He's the greatest of all time.
Maybe we'll see other Phoenix Wrights on this games on this channel. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But but right now, that's all, folks.